I'm going to do the Capricorn weekly energy for October 3rd to the 9th. And this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. Also, you have the power to change my life for the better just by liking, subscribing, and watching my video all the way through. I greatly appreciate any and all of your support. I truly do. It's been amazing in so many different ways. All your positive words, your positive messages. It's been amazing to me. You know, when I have an off day, I read your messages, and you all make me feel so good. I won't be able to watch this with you today as I have to work early. So I'm actually recording this on Saturday. So that way I can get it done so I can post it in the morning. I also wanted to let you know is that I'm going to be doing a self-love reading. I'm posting it today, which is Sunday at 10:30 after this one. I felt the need, I actually recorded it on Friday. I felt the need to make like a self-love reading. You know, if you feel that you need that or you want to listen to it, go ahead. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's completely fine. You know, that's fine. I just felt that I wanted to do something like that. By seeing all of your messages and everything saying how everyone is, you know, making those good decisions for themselves. I just felt the need to make one of those videos. I sort of babble a bit in it, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and I talked about my hematite stone, and I read the meaning for that. So anyways, if you want to listen to that, you can. I made that for you, and if not, it doesn't resonate, that's perfectly fine. All right, so let's get to this weekly energy reading and see what's going on. We're going to do an empowering question, and then I have a couple tarot decks here. We have, what are my best qualities? So yeah, that's a good thing to think about, because sometimes, you know, like I was just saying about the self-love, is sometimes we don't think about, you know, we're always thinking about other people and, you know, maybe their qualities or things like that, but we have to also acknowledge what are our own best qualities. All right, so I think we're going to clarify with this one. You know, if you want to write down below what is your best quality, you know, and let me know and share. So I'll just say for mine, I would say I'm a really good listener. I've always had people tell me that, and I really do. I feel like I'm a good listener. I like hearing what people have to say, and I really do listen to them. It's not like, you know, you're listening to somebody and you zone out. I would say that's a good quality of mine. So if you want to let me know down below what is your best quality, go ahead and do that. If not, that's okay. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm doing this midday, so the sun is shining. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So that could represent you. That could represent a good friend. That could represent a good listener. You know, somebody who is patient, somebody who is there for you and supportive. We have the World card. We have the Nine of Cups, the wish cards, being successful, making things happen, being successful in any way that it relates to you. It could be in money or business, or it could be in being a good listener, or I don't know, maybe you're really good at plants, you know, growing plants, making a garden, doing puzzles, you know, whatever that is, you know, that can relate to whatever that is that you're successful in, you know, celebrating that success. Temperance, We have the Devil card, which is also the Capricorn card. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands. And we have the Seven of Pentacles for overall energy. So in the middle here, we have Temperance, and Temperance represents being patient, represents compromise. It represents, like, she's pouring these two things here, and then the flower is growing in the middle. So it's about having that patience. It's about taking those ingredients and, you know, having this flower blossom in between here. And she has the sun on her forehead. And sometimes the things that we want, Nine of Cups, takes us some time. And sometimes we think that it's not going to happen, and then all of a sudden it turns around and it happens. It's also important that if it's not happening, that we don't get in our head and we start thinking negative thoughts, and we start thinking that things are not going to happen. We also have to make sure that we surround ourselves with positive people, not negative people that are going to bring us down. And if it's somebody that has to be in your life, it's about adjusting that relationship, that closeness that you have with that person. If you're finding that that person is toxic and they're bringing toxic energy, that it's, you know, maybe time to step back a little bit, maybe not share as much with that person, and not letting their toxicity affect you. We have the Knight of Swords, the Page of Wands, and Nine of Wands. There's something that I feel like there's someone that you want to reach out to, because Page of Wands is that person. It's about communication. It's an email, a text, a phone call, whatever that is. It's about communicating with someone. There may be somebody that maybe you stopped a relationship with, that it was kind of moving along, but then now you want to reach out to that person, or maybe you need to communicate to that person that has maybe been toxic around you, because they are making you tired, you know, that they are wearing you down. Knight of Swords can also represent scattered energy, so it could be this person, if there's someone around you that's giving you this scattered energy, and it's not, you know, clear to you about, like, you're like, are they being supportive or are they not being supportive? Are they being controlling? Like, I feel like there's just some confusion about somebody that's around you. It could be, let's see, let's get some clarifiers and see what's going on. For some reason, I'm feeling that for some of you, there may be somebody that you lost touch with and that you want to reconnect with that person. And I've kind of been feeling that, I feel like the last week or so, is that for some of you, there may be somebody that that's been on your mind that maybe you want to reach out to. And maybe this is a week that you do that. All right, for Queen of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Wands. So that's about taking action. Aces are new beginnings. For the World, we have the Five of Pentacles, and she's sort of feeling like alone by herself there on the bench. But there's a group of people back here. And maybe you've sort of been, she's sort of working on the shoe there by herself. She kind of has like a sad face. Maybe you're feeling left out in the cold. Either you've needed some time to yourself to sort through things, or you're feeling like you're alone. But maybe you've needed that time, because our next card is the Four of Swords, and he's laying there, but it's by himself, but he's napping and he's not stressed about things. Like, it's a positive thing. It's time to think about, and with that being on top of Nine of Cups, it could be thinking about what are those things that you want to have happen. What are those goals? What are those, thinking about those happy thoughts, thinking about those positive thoughts. Like maybe you're feeling, I think I was saying the last week that it's, don't deny yourself your wins, and to focus on those positive things that have happened, no matter how big or small those things are. And maybe you've kind of been focusing on the losses, and maybe it's not time this week to focus on the wins. We have Three of Cups and Ace of Cups, feeling happy, feeling lighter, starting a new relationship. And like I said, for some of you, I feel like there's someone you want to reach out to, or there's somebody that reaches out to you that you used to know, you used to be friends, you used to have a connection with, but you sort of kind of life got busy. So there could be a reconnection with someone. We have Temperance, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. You know, realizing that it takes time to develop things, whether it's a new relationship that you're starting or a relationship that you're working on, that it takes time to develop these things, that you have to have patience, you have to have compromise, that you have to, that the rewards can seem like they're not coming, but they really are, and you don't even realize it. Then we have the Devil card, which can represent the Capricorn card, or it could be the you know, toxic behavior. We have the Star card on top of that, and having that hope, you know, not letting your, either being the Capricorn, having that hope, or making sure that you don't go into the negativity if things aren't falling in place like you were thinking they were going to happen, because sometimes that can get frustrating. Sometimes, you know, you're like, oh, well, I thought by now this is what would be happening, and it's not. And then you start to get into that negativity. But it's about that star, and it's about believing and hoping and knowing that when the time is right, things will fall into place. Whether it's a relationship, you know, maybe it's somebody that you had wanted to get together, but, you know, like I said, I feel like you lost touch with somebody, but maybe that person had some things that they had to work on. You know, maybe you're in a good place and you're doing good things, but maybe that person had some things that they had to work on, that they had to deal with, that they had to sort through before they're ready to connect with you. We have Six of Wands on top of the Knight of Wands, so that's about positive forward progress. We have Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords, overcoming a difficult situation. It could be somebody that you are reconnecting, like I said, that maybe that person was having a difficult situation, or it could be that maybe in the past you left the relationship and it was kind of on a sour note, and you always thought, you know what, I really want to clear that up. Maybe it's something that's been on your mind and you're like, oh, I really didn't like the way that relationship ended, whether it's a friendship, a business, you know, whatever that relationship is that relates to you, and maybe it's always something that kind of crops up and it's been affecting you and you didn't realize it, and you're like, you know what, I just want to get past that. I don't want to hang on to that. For some reason that energy keeps coming up for me, you know, and you're like, I want to reach out and I kind of want to get some closure with it, or starting new, you know, however that relates to you. But I feel like for some of you, there's a relationship that just sort of ended on a sour note that you just want to clear up, to have that closure and that clarity within that, you know, to just sort of release that, being able to release that. We have Seven of Pentacles, and then on top of the Nine of Wands, you know, he's kind of working hard on his pentacles here, putting the work on, you know, we have the Seven of Pentacles here, you know, getting back to work, getting back to things. Because Seven of Pentacles is sort of like you've been working on something, but it isn't 100%, like you're almost there, like it's not quite there, or that you've been working on something and then you take a break from it for a little bit and then you get back to working on it. So maybe that could be with that relationship, is that, you know, you had this relationship, you've kind of had this time apart, but then it left on a sour note, so you just want to clear that up, and maybe it restarts because we have the Ace of Cups, or maybe it's just, you know, it has some closure and it's able to be finished. Then we have the Nine of Swords. I do feel that there's some sort of relationship, there's some kind of something that's on your mind that, like I said, if that relationship ended on a sour note, maybe that's been on your mind and that's been bothering you, and this is something that you just want to clear up with, because I feel like that will be beneficial for you, because you won't have that, you know, like I've talked before about having that emotional chest sort of in your mind, And then that's where you sort of put those things, but then sometimes it gets a little full and it starts to bust open. So maybe this was one of those scenarios that was starting to bust open. So it's something that you want to deal with. So I feel like for some of you, there's a relationship that you have to deal with, that you have to get some closure on, or you have to work on that. And it does make you feel a lot better, and it helps you to move forward. All right, so let's get or there's a situation, maybe there was a situation with somebody at work, and so, you know, something happened and you're like, you know what, that really bugged me, that really bothered me, why did that person do that? And you keep thinking about that. So then it's like you want to confront that person and say, well, why did you do that? Like, I'm not sure, like, I'm not understanding it. And maybe, you know, this week is that finding that clarity on why that happened, because it's sort of been this, you know, thing that's been on your mind and bothering you. We have the Chariot. Charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused to work through this, because I do feel that it's something that's on your mind that you have to clear up and move past that. So that's you know, the energy for this week is to kind of, you know, sometimes we have people at work, you know, or friends or something, and you're like, you don't react at the moment, and then you kind of step back and you think about it, and you step back and you think about it, and you're like, why did that happen? Why did that person do that? I thought, you know, this way about this person, so why did they do that? So I feel, for some reason, I'm feeling like that's what some of you are dealing with. And then we have what are my best qualities, and, you know, making sure you focus on that. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.